In our political discourse, it's only a matter of time in each election when candidates begin to throw the Hitler name or Nazism towards their opponents. So let me jump ahead of that game, and let me tell you who I think Hitler would like the best among Trump or Hillary. And honestly, I can't even answer that question because there are things that both of them do and say that I think Hitler would give 2 thumbs up to. On the Trump side, there is no question that if Hitler had had a cap with a slogan on it, his would have said, "Make Germany great again." Because you see, he rose to power out of some really desperate times. Germany had lost World War I in a terrible way. Then you had the Versailles Treaty in Paris, which just kept their economy in tatters for the next 10 years or so. And it was out of that that Hitler came with this powerful message of make Germany great again. It was very nationalistic, very patriotic, and the people loved it. So in that regards, he'd probably appreciate what Trump is doing. And I know that he loved the thought that Trump would keep out all the Muslims. Any type of racial or religious, bigotry thing, he would be all over. And then on the Hillary side, though, she doesn't get off clean here. Some of her policies would fit perfectly with what Hitler wanted to do. One would be national health care. The Democrats want as quickly as they can to get to the point where there's no more insurance companies and the government is in charge of all health care. Well, Hitler successfully did that. He was the second one to do it, Stalin being the first. When he took power in Germany, there was a national health care for government workers and for the elderly, and that was it. But he managed very quickly to have government nationalize every hospital, every doctor, everything in health care, and the government had total control. Now, you always say, well, that's great because now everybody can get health care and have access. That's the positive side. Of course, the negative side was he had a program called racial hygiene. Basically, he used the healthcare, hospitals, doctors to exterminate the Jews, as well as some other horrific stuff. It's one of the reasons I don't like government control of anything, because you always get politics involved. Another key issue for Hitler was gun control. Hello, Hillary. One of the first things Hitler did when he got into power, made sure that all guns were registered. And then when he got supreme power, took over Parliament, one of the first things he did was take all the guns from the Jews. So again, when government gets that much power, it can be a little crazy. But Hitler did understand the fact that you cannot have tyranny as long as the people are armed. It just won't work. So let me just make it clear. Trump, Hillary, neither one would ever come close to being a Hitler. However, we don't want to forget history. And when we hear what they say and what they want to do, we need to remember the extremes of that and what has happened in the past, and to make sure that we don't allow these people to go too far. And by the way, speaking of Hitler, there are those who believe that Hitler did not really die when history said that he did back at the end of World War II, that somehow he escaped and lived throughout the world. If that's true, then on April 20th, which is his birthday, he will be 127 years old. Say what you want to about the guy, but that's some awesome health care.